Hello friends, welcome back. I have returned from a brief hiatus where I took a jaunt out to the East Coast to hang with my sisters, and it has been interesting. Wednesday morning I woke up in a town with 5-foot snowbanks, and I am home on the West Coast today, and there are cherry blossoms and daffodils, and it is like 15 degrees, but then American up here, and it is fabulous. And so we are here in spring, it is sprung, and I am slowly leaking away all of my winter sads. And that is what I want to talk to you about today, is how, when you fall into a dark place, you pick those pieces back up. So I think it's been abundantly clear from the videos I've made over the last few months that I was really going through it this winter. It's been a long time since my mental health has really been in that state, but we are warming back up, the sun is out, I'm getting back outside, I am starting to reconnect with things that are important to me that I had sort of lost the thread of over the winter when I wasn't doing very well. And that's what I want to chat about today, is when you get into a bad spot, whether it be emotionally, financially, whatever, physically, like you're gonna have to find a way to pick up the threads again and get yourself back to where you want to be. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And there are definitely people in situations that are a lot more dire than mine, obviously. But I think it's something that we can all agree happens to us, right? You get into a bad head spot and it can be really hard to pull out of it. I haven't been that way in many, many, many years. And, there's a variety of factors going on. Life's a bit tough for everyone right now. Things are expensive, the world's a bit wacky, but we're here, we're trucking along. And I think it's so important to be intentional with it. That's the theme, right? To remember why you enjoy your life, to pick up those pieces of yourself and reconnect with them in a meaningful way. For me, one of those things is getting outside, right? The weather's getting nicer again, and I've got some really, really good hikes planned coming up, and farmers markets are open again, and I'm about to start my gardening this weekend and plant my vegetables for the summer season, and that's really important to me. So that's something that helps really ground me, pun intended, is getting back outside and planning camping trips and planning on hiking and really connecting with that, because for me it's so important to be outside. I am a West Coast girly. We live in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm out in those mountains and those forests as much as I can be when the weather's good, because I'm a fair weather hiker. You will not catch me hiking in the snow, what can I say? But that's important, right? And for me, it isn't just the activity itself, like it's being out in nature, it's getting some physical activity in, it's doing this activity with people I love. My mom and I go hiking all the time, and I love spending that time with her. It's so important to me. We are making really great memories, we're experiencing something that we both love together, and that's so important. So that's really sparked me back to being myself again, right? Is getting those pieces together, and that has fed into feeling a bit more creative, and I've picked up cross stitch again. And you need to find what that is for you. It doesn't have to be outdoors if you're not outdoorsy. It's whatever you want to do, right? You need to find those threads and pick them back up, as hard as it might be. I've talked before about like those things that you value, like defining your own values and what matters to you. And that is going to help you so much when you get into a dark headspace, is to remember those things that you enjoy. Because people always say that my life has no meaning, but it does. There are things that are meaningful to me, and you need to find what's meaningful for you, because that's going to be the things that you can hold on to. Whether you can actively engage with them or not in the moment, depending on how you're feeling, if you can remember them and remember that they're going to come back, because that's the thing, right? Is even if you can't engage in the activities or spend time with the people you want to spend time with in the moment, remember that they're there. Remember that the people you love and care about will be there when you are ready, because they love and care about you. I've experienced that lately. There's a lot of people that I just didn't talk to for weeks at a time that I'm now like, hey, sorry about that, I'm back. And they're like, we get it, we've all been there, And I've had, 2 or 3 people that have just been rock solid for me this winter, that I could lean on and call and cry and complain, who would just sit on the phone with me or sit on video chats while I just unloaded, or we went for dinner, and that was really helpful. Just remembering that there are people that love and care about you, and there are people that want to engage in the things that you love with you. And don't forget those pieces, because we create those connections meaningfully because that is our community. And your community will be there for you, much the same way you would be there for them. I was there having a really rough time. One of my very good friends is now going through a really rough time. We don't need to have solutions. I don't need someone to tell me that everything's going to be okay or all those things. I know that what I needed and what I received from the people in my life was just silent support, just going to get a cup of coffee, just being there, just listening, just watching crappy movies with me, and just being a really rock solid presence in my life. And those are the connections that are so important to maintain and nurture. When we talk about remembering or re-engaging with the things that are important to us, sometimes it helps to just get it out on paper. I am a big journal girly. I think I have like 3, which is super embarrassing. But I do have like a 1 line a day journal that I write in at night. I have like a more long form, free form journal that I sort of pick up whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I'll go like weeks without writing in it. Sometimes I'm writing in it every day. It's when I just want to get some thoughts out and really delve into like a nitty gritty, because I find for me, in the same way that I use these videos to work through ideas and as a record of my journey and connecting with people that may or may not feel the same way, they can be really helpful to just write your thoughts out, or to make videos, even if you don't make them for anyone, even if you just make them for yourselves, because some people don't enjoy writing. You can make videos, you can make sound bites for yourself of just getting the thoughts out, because sometimes talking through them or writing through them is really going to help you distill what it is you're feeling, and then write about things that you're looking forward to. For me, it was, being able to get back outside. It was, I spent the last 2 weeks with my sisters, which was absolutely brilliant and so good for me mentally. I love those girls to death. They are the light of my life. And being with them is good for me. And I need to remember that I'm there for them as much as they're there for me, and we can lean on each other, and we can laugh, and we can joke, and we can have serious talks, and we can eat nachos and watch weird cartoons, and it was just a beautiful time, and I really appreciated getting to have that. And then sitting there making plans for our family camping trip this summer, and like looking forward to going swimming with them, and like eating way too many hot dogs in our annual family camping trip, which I'm obsessed with and so looking forward to now, and it's gonna be over my birthday. But these are the things, right? You need to remember how to reconnect with those things, and journaling can be great for that. So that is something that I could always offer you. And something that, as of like January 1st, I did 365 days of yoga in 2023, and then I hit January 1st and I kind of stalled out, and then I really wasn't moving my body. And I don't care about like losing weight or any of that stuff, but moving your body intentionally and connecting into your physical being can be so important for your mental health, and that was something that was really lacking up until a few weeks ago for me. I go to the gym and stuff like that, but it was like not moving in an intentional way, like yoga or hiking or dancing like an idiot in your living room, whatever you want to do, right? Ground yourself back in your physical being and remember that like this is your house, this is where you live, and if you can be present in yourself and in your space and in your life, then you can maybe raise the dopamine in your brain a little bit and sort of get out of your own head and back into your physical self. It can definitely help, right? You need to remember that you're a human, and sometimes the electric meat in your head is going to tell you lies, and that's okay. We can all just pick those pieces back up, dust them off, glue them back together with a little bit of self-love, and, find that thing that you love. And I reconnected back to doing yoga and stretching and getting outside and going for my little gremlin girl walks, because I don't really do hot girl walks. I go outside looking like a trash can, and fresh air reminds me that I have a will to live, And I know we all go through it, right? Like I've said a couple times in this video, and I don't think that anything I've said in this video is particularly like groundbreaking information. Like we all know all of this stuff, right? But I wanted to talk about it because I think that so often with social media and people who make this kind of content, there is like a false positivity where everything's great all the time and I'm always so happy. And I think that like lately I've just wanted to be more raw and open about that, which has gotten me some interesting comments, but that's fine. We need to be more honest, because the more of us that are talking about it and the more of us that talk about the fact that like sometimes winter sucks and your nerves get all splayed out over you and you're in your house and it's cold and horrible and raining and snowing and you just don't feel like yourself. And then March hits and the daffodils bloom and you remember like, oh yeah, no, I like this, right? Yeah, being alive's fun. So that's what I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to remind you that you're not alone. that we all go through some dark spots, and that I'm finally feeling myself again, and I can get outside, and I can get in my garden, and I can plant onions and do weird West Coast girl stuff and be my little gremlin self out in the woods, and that things are going to be okay. I promise it's going to be okay. You're going to get through it. You are building the tools. You're here, you're creating that sense of purpose in your life, whatever that is for you, however you want to go about doing it. And that's why we're here. We're here to build a life we love, even if sometimes we forget that's what we're doing and things get a bit sketchy. We're doing it. We're putting in the work. We are creating a foundation for our life so that we can go forward knowing that we are living a life that's meaningful to us, and so that we can show up for the people in our lives when they can't show up for themselves. And in return, they're going to be there for you when things aren't so great for you. All right, my darlings, that is what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I so appreciate each and every one of you. If you did like this video, please like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I put out videos most Sundays. If you have been going through a rough time, let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to engage with people. If there's anything you want me to talk about or go into more detail, let me know. You can catch me on Instagram. I also have TikTok. TikTok is wildly unrelated to this. Most of my social media is it's a bit, I post about my life, so you can follow those if you want. I do have a blog. It is violently neglected currently, but I'm working on getting back to doing that because, you know, now I have energy and brain cells again. So thank you so much for being here. Please let me know how you feel right now, and I am so, so grateful for each and every one of you, and I will catch you in the next one.